Hey folks, Jazz here. The New Democracy Coalition asked if I could share a little history on Juneteenth in advance of their events for the holiday this Saturday, and I couldn't say no. I figured the best place to film this would be in the south end of Boston because there is this beautiful sculpture, the Emancipation sculpture by Meta Warwick Fuller. Let's see if I can get a little closer for you. Juneteenth stands for June 19th. This date marks the end of slavery in the United States and the liberation of African Americans. It was on this date in 1865 that the last enslaved people in Texas were informed that they were free. Now up in here in Massachusetts, slavery was abolished in 1783 as a result of the Commonwealth versus Jennison court case. But nevertheless, we celebrate Juneteenth in solidarity with freedom for all African Americans. January 1st of 1863, President Abraham Lincoln declared the Emancipation Proclamation that all people that were held as slaves in the rebellious states, meaning the Confederate States, should be freed immediately. However, that memo didn't get down to Texas for another 2.5 years. About 2 months after the end of the Civil War, Union General Gordon Granger rolled out with 2,000 plus federal troops to Galveston, Texas, to inform those African Americans there that they were free. And he informed them with General Order Number 3, which said, "The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere." Can you imagine learning that you are free from a lifetime of slavery and that you're supposed to have equality with these people? I can't fathom what that felt like. The following year, the people that were formerly enslaved celebrated their emancipation, and it became a tradition to celebrate that Juneteenth day that they received their freedom, and it's a tradition to this day. In 1979, Texas became the first state to declare Juneteenth a state holiday. And this year, 2021, Massachusetts has finally made Juneteenth a state holiday here. But before Massachusetts made it a Juneteenth a state holiday, we did have our own celebrations. At least since 2000, there's been a Juneteenth flag raising that takes place at the Dillway Thomas House, I believe is the name of it. And the flag itself was designed by an activist who I believe is based in Boston, Ben Height, and he worked with a Boston graphic designer to come up with that design. And in 2008, former Governor Deval Patrick signed a proclamation commemorating Juneteenth. So this state holiday has been a long time coming, and there's been plenty of other people that were involved with making it a state holiday. So this weekend, there's going to be so many Juneteenth events, but I highly recommend the New Democracy Coalition's events that will involve music, spoken word, and just commemorating the freedom that African Americans received in 1865 and how far Boston still has to go to really have equality for African Americans. So take a look at their events in Copley Plaza and at Carson Beach.